okay. I'm 38 pages in. I don't like it very much. This is what I have. Like, what happened there? Like, this book made me laugh. Hi, it's Ingrid. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's time for another video. Happy Bookmas, everyone. In today's video, I will be reading only one genre. Technically, it could be two, because I'm reading thrillers and mysteries. Usually, I like to split them into two different categories. But for the sake of the type of video I'm doing, I don't want to do one video for thrillers and one video for mystery, because they go hand in hand most of the time. I'm planning on doing this for a few different genres throughout Bookmas to just make it easier for me to make videos, and I'm very excited about it. For today's video, I've picked out 3 books on my TBR. I'm not saying 100% sure that I will be reading these 3, but I have at least a plan, and then I can go and find something else if I would rather do that. But my plan are those 3 books. I have The Mystery of the Blue Train by Agatha Christie. This is the 6th book in the Poirot series. I might be wrong, but I think it's the 6th book. I'm very excited for it. I love Agatha Christie. She is the queen of mystery. I'm a big crime fan, so I'm very excited to continue the series. Growing up, I consumed a lot of crime stories. I watched a lot of crime shows with my parents. I still do to this day. The books I read was like children's crime and YA crime, so I love this genre. Then I also have The Housemaid is Watching by Frida McFadden. This is the 3rd book in the Housemaid series. I love Frida McFadden's writing. I'm not the biggest fan of these books, but I'm hoping I like it, and I know it's very popular. Like, this is a very recent release, and I want to know my thoughts on it. Do I like it more or less than the previous Housemaid books? We'll see. Then I have The Man Who Died Twice by Richard Osman. I read the 1st book in this series, The Thursday Murder Club, 2 or 3 years ago. Don't really remember. I think it was 2 years ago. And I enjoyed it. It wasn't my favorite book, but I did enjoy it, so I'm excited to continue. I bought this one as soon as I found it in store, in this size. They released like the bigger one first. Didn't want that. But this size, as soon as they had it, bought it, didn't read it. But I was very excited for it, because there was like a piece of this in the Thursday Murder Club, and that made me want to read it, but I just haven't picked it up yet. But I think it's time for me to continue the series. I'm not in the best mood right now. I'm getting my period and it hurts, and I'm just not feeling well. So I think I'm gonna start with something easy, something cozy, so I can just relax, have fun, enjoy myself. So I'm gonna pick up The Mystery of the Blue Train first. I don't know what this one is about. It seems like a passenger on a train is found murdered, and then it says that the wealthy young woman estranged from her husband has been strangled, and the Heart of Fire, the famous ruby that was in her possession, is missing. Poirot is convinced not all is as it seems. Who is who they claim to be, and who perhaps is not. I'm excited. I love Agatha Christie, her books. None of them have been 5 stars, but I still have a really good time reading them. This is like the perfect cozy mystery. So I'm gonna sit down with this. I need to talk about something. When I get my period, I get really sick. Cramps are so bad that I'm like throwing up, everything is bad. Not every single time, but like every other month, I'm dying. But even when I'm not in a lot of pain, my body just shuts down. Like now I'm shaking. You know, when you're sitting and you've been sitting still for too long and your legs are like bouncing? My whole body does that right now, and it's very uncomfortable. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I'm just it's uncomfortable. So hopefully I can find a good way to sit and just read my book. But I'm gonna stop talking now because it's boring. But I'm gonna read The Mystery of the Blue Train. I'm trying to be better at updating throughout the book, not just in the middle and at the end. So now I'm 2 chapters in. We're not on to the murder yet, but we're setting up the story, and I'm really enjoying it. The first chapter I was a little bored, but obviously it's the first chapter. It was like 5 pages. The end of the second chapter, I'm more interested. Something was said. I had already assumed that that was the case, but even so, just seeing it written there makes me excited. So I think I'm gonna really like this book. I'm already theorizing about things, which is always fun. I think that's my favorite part of a mystery, being able to guess and get the clues and try to figure things out. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm partially right, and I have a good time with it. I'm gonna continue reading for a bit. I'm very tired. I feel like I might fall asleep. I'm gonna try not to, but I might. But I'll update you when I get further into the book. I don't like this angle, but we're gonna have to do it. I look sick. I am sick. I've been in bed all day. Woke up at 5:30 with terrible cramps. Couldn't fall back asleep until like 5:30 p.m. So definitely an early morning today. Haven't done much other than just watch YouTube, watch Grimm for a bit, try to chill and just eat painkillers. Not the point. Yesterday I got 88 pages into this one. I would have continued reading, but we had to have dinner, and then I was watching TV with my mom, and I didn't just want to leave when she was trying to spend time with me. I'm not going to be like, no, I have to read. Try to read a little bit downstairs, but I get very distracted. So far, I don't think this is my favorite Agatha Christie book. We're almost 90 pages into the book, and the murder hasn't even happened yet. I think we've met Poirot. He hasn't really said his name, but one of the characters were talking to him. Well, talking to this man, and I'm pretty sure that is him. So the murder is probably going to happen soon, but I'm bored. I feel like there's a lot of explaining things, meeting a lot of characters, seeing their lives, and I don't really care about that. Like, I know it's gonna tie up and tie together in the end, so it's there for a reason, but as of right now, I don't see the point of it. The second chapter so far has been the most interesting. I have some theories about the characters in that chapter, and I'm like 99% sure I'm right. But I'm gonna continue reading and see what happens. I don't like a lot of the characters here. So far, I haven't met a single character I like, and we've been introduced to a lot of them. So, it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna try to read for a bit. I know that eventually my mother is gonna call for me and get me to come downstairs, because there's this show she really liked, and the finale is today, and she wanted me to watch it with her. It's a show about celebrities are like in pairs, and they're running from the police with they get like a phone. They don't have the phone on. I don't need to explain this, but there's like police officers trying to track them down and find them and take them, while the celebrities are trying to escape, and they're like all over Norway. The finale is today. Some people have already been caught. I'm excited to see if someone can manage to win. So I'm just gonna read until my mom tells me to come downstairs. Okay, I think the camera's a little crooked, unlike balancing you on top of my Funko Pop boxes and the window. So I want the natural lighting, and the only place I can get that is at the window, and there's no way to build you tall enough. It doesn't matter, but you're crooked and it's just gonna have to be like that. I don't like doing this when my neighbor's walking out, so we're just gonna wait until she gets in the car. Please don't look at me. She's gonna have to turn the car around, and she might see me, and I don't like it. Why does she have to leave right when I turn the camera on? Like, this happens a lot. Every time I film by the window, my neighbor is out. Can you drive the car, please? Okay, I'm not gonna care. I care a lot. I finished The Mystery of the Blue Train yesterday. I gave it 2 stars, as you might have seen. I think this is my least favorite of the Agatha Christie novels that I've read so far. I was bored most of it. I didn't care, and I figured out who the murderer was pretty early on in the book. Like, obviously I couldn't know for sure, but like I knew who it was, and I was just right about a few of my theories, and like I enjoy guessing things and figuring things out and feeling smart. But with this one, I didn't even feel smart. It's not like I found a lot of clues and I could feel like I was investigating. I just knew that this was the murderer and I was right. And that's a bit annoying, because I like being surprised, and I wasn't like shocked by anything. I was expecting some kind of plot twist or something that I didn't notice, but like I could figure it all out, and that's boring. And it dried out a bit, and I didn't know what to think of that, because usually I enjoy her books. Even if they're not my favorite, I still have a really good time reading them. But this one I was just wanting to get over with because I didn't want to read it anymore. So that's kind of disappointing. 2 stars. Now, originally I wanted to read The Man Who Died Twice next. But I was like, oh, I shouldn't do that, because I feel like people don't care about me enough to watch my videos if I don't read like the popular books. So I should read The Housemaid is Watching. But then I like decided, like, The Man Who Died Twice, I'm just gonna read whatever I want. But now I kind of want to read The Housemaid is Watching to just finish off the series, because this is the 3rd book in the Housemaid series. If I read this, I will be done with the entire series. Why is the camera battery flashing? I charged it last night, I think. Or was it the day before? I don't remember. Whatever. I'm not very excited for this book, but I'm excited for Frida's writing, because I feel like her books are very bingeable, and I think that's what I need right now. Because I have a feeling that if I sit down with The Man Who Died Twice, I'm probably going to read like 10 pages, then get distracted. This one I feel like I can sit and read quite a bit at a time, so we're going to do that. This one is a little different from the others. I don't know exactly what's going on, but in this one, Millie, the housemaid, is no longer a housemaid. She has her own house, her own family, a husband, children. She moves to this place, and she starts seeing strange things. She goes to dinner, I think, to her neighbor's house, and when the door opens, it's a maid, and she like sees herself. It reminds her of her old life. But her cold stare gives me chills, it says. And that's not the only strange thing. One day, her husband leaves the house late at night, and she thinks about this thing a woman said to her: be careful of your neighbors. She thought she left her dark secrets behind, but could this street be the most dangerous place of all? Maybe. And then it says, how far can one woman go to protect the life she's so carefully built for herself? The housemaid returns in this pulse-pounding roller coaster of a thriller. So, hopefully I get shocked. Maybe there's some like plot twists. Usually her books just make me angry, and I just don't like characters that makes me angry, because sometimes just get away from it. You have the choice of getting away, but you don't. You're choosing to put yourself in this situation, and it just makes me really angry. But hopefully this is fun. Like, I like Frida's writing a lot. I feel like it's very fast-paced, it's easy to read, it's bingeable, and that's what I need right now. So I'm gonna sit down and read. I'm gonna charge the battery because I need to, and then I'll give you updates eventually. I really like the lighting here. And it's snowing. I want to show you. It's snowing. I'm so happy. Yay. But I'm gonna go read now. I'll see you soon. So, I said I was worried it was gonna make me angry. Well, it's making me angry. I'm 38 pages in. I don't like it very much. I don't think I can expect much when I'm not even at 50 pages. So, I'm going to continue reading, but I don't like the choices. People are being rude. Why are you willingly hanging out with them? You can just leave. You don't have to talk to them. And the husband, why is he a child? First of all, this woman, are you blind? Just leave or say something. And then when he walks into this house, like, oh, we're having dinner with these people. Like, oh, was it in the calendar? You accepted the dinner invitation yesterday. You were the one who said yes. Why do you need it in the calendar? And why didn't you put it in the calendar? And why does it have to be in the calendar if you're not even going to check? Because it was in fact in the calendar. And it's so annoying. I hate it. And I want to read something that I can enjoy. The last book disappointed me. Like, I was expecting to love it because it's Agatha Christie. This one, I knew it was going to make me angry, but I was still hopeful. And I'm not even that fan. That wasn't right. I'm not even, like, really enjoying the writing. And I feel like I have to force myself to read this. And I don't want to DNF it because it's the last book in a series. So, like, I'm done with the series if I read this. And I want that. But I don't like being angry, and I feel like every book I've read recently makes me angry. I just want to be happy. Why can't I read something happy? Why does everything have to be so negative? Can I just be happy for once, please? I have a feeling I know what's gonna happen in this chapter, so I'm just gonna let the camera stay on to see if I'm right. Bad thing about that is when I'm filming on my phone, Final Cut won't let me speed it up. So that's unfortunate, but we're just gonna deal with it. Okay, what I expected to happen didn't happen, and that's a good thing. But now I have another idea. I still want to put the book down, though. It's 380 pages. Can't do it. I want to read a cute little romance. I don't like this series. I've really enjoyed the writing of the first two books. Didn't really like the stories, but I really enjoyed the writing. This one, I want to throw it out of the window. But I also hate leaving things unfinished, so giving up on the third book in the series is not really an option for me. Maybe I can get to page 100 today, and then we're just gonna hope for the best after that. So I didn't really feel anything of me reading this. I did like some talking clips, but I got to chapter 29, page 154. The only character that is like normal is Millie. And I was expecting to only like the husband, but the husband is like pissing me off. He's so stupid. And with their situation, the fact that he never believes her just makes me so angry, because you know what she's been through and her life story, your life. And the fact that you're being so stupid about it is just so annoying. So I don't think this series really is for me. Obviously the writing is good. The time went by so quickly. I didn't think I'd sat for more than like 20 minutes, and like an hour and a half had gone by. So I could sit and read the rest of this right now. That's probably the smart choice. But I kind of want to start this instead. I don't know exactly what this one is about, but it's the second book to the Thursday Murder Club. That's a book about this group of older people who gets together every Thursday to look at cold cases. And in this one, Elizabeth, one of the women, gets a letter from an old colleague of hers. He's being hunted and he needs her help. His story involves stolen diamonds, a violent mobster, and a very big mistake. As bodies start piling up, Elizabeth enlists Joyce, Ibrahim, and Ron in the hunt for a killer. And if they find the diamonds too, well, wouldn't that be a bonus? Can the Thursday Murder Club find the killer and the diamonds before the killer finds them? I already know that I'm not gonna rate this highly. I'll be shocked if I rate this more than 2 stars. This man is the worst character of all. The husband? Like, divorce him, please. He's obviously not a good person. He's not a good husband. He's not a good dad. I hate him. Why is Millie the only normal one? Like, usually I've not liked her. Even the crazy woman across the street is more normal and likable, even though she's a bitch. The way she talks to Millie and the way she thinks she's better, I hate it. But I would rather deal with that than this husband. I don't know if I need to give up on Frida McFadden or if it's just this series. Because I like her writing, but not in this book. It's fast-paced and it's easy to get through, but the characters makes me so angry. And I don't want to be angry. I want to be happy. I hate this. I've gotten to part 2. I'm seriously considering DNFing it. Or at least soft DNFing it and then just slowly finishing it throughout the rest of the month, because I don't want to read it. I hate the book. I hate everything about it. And I don't want to read it anymore. But I have like 160 pages left of the entire series. Like, I'm gonna stop. It's like if I ran a marathon and I stopped 2 meters in front of the finish line. It's stupid to stop when I'm almost finished, but like I can't deal with it. And I have a feeling that The Man Who Died Twice, the next book I'm gonna read, that's more of like a cozy mystery, so I don't think it's gonna be so full of anger. I started reading some reviews for this book, and I'm not the only one that's disappointed. But like the other books, I wasn't the biggest fan of the storylines. I didn't like them, but I could still get through them. With this one, I'm forcing myself like a lot. And I don't think there's a single thing in here that I like. So do I force myself to continue reading, or do I just stop? Because why am I gonna read it when I don't like it? But I hate not finishing things. And it's a struggle for me. I don't know what to do. But it makes me angry. And I don't want to be angry. I want to have a good day. And I feel like this is gonna ruin my mood for the rest of the day or the week or whatever. So do I just stop and move on to the next? By the way, I said I was gonna read the other book, but I ended up reading this anyways. So I just want to finish it, but like, this is what I have left. This. But I think I'm gonna start the next book. Not right now, because I'm not in the mood to read anymore. But I'm gonna start the other book, and then maybe I'll finish this one eventually, maybe I won't. so I did give up on The Housemaid is Watching. But I started this today, The Man Who Died Twice. I've already talked about it a bit. I'm now on page 102. And I just had to pick up the camera to tell you that I'm loving it. Like, there's moments when I'm like bored because it's not very thrilling. Like, this is not a thriller. But most of the time it's just them talking or thinking. You just like every single thought we get. But it's so funny. Like, I'm actually laughing. Like, one thing. So what I was trying to say before I got interrupted by my mother coming upstairs is that this book is so funny. Like, I'm laughing. I was dog-earing it, and usually I'm against that, but I just had to because I had to save it. And I didn't have my tabs with me. But then since my mom got upstairs, I went out of bed. And I got my tabs, but that wasn't enough. Like, I've tabbed it a few places. I don't know if you can see that. But it ended up being like 3 places on one page, and I didn't want to put a tab for each one, but I wanted to remember, so I started annotating, and now I'm underlining and all of that. So like, I find it really funny. I showed it to my mom and I made her read it as well because it's funny. Where is it? It's not that one. There is the next one. I'm gonna read it for you. And just the line in itself isn't even that funny. Like, if I was reading a YA and this would be in it, I probably wouldn't laugh. But with the context that these are 70-year-olds. This is a book following 70-year-olds. They're like older people. And one of the characters, Ron, he's like really sarcastic and I love him. But this is what really made me want to annotate it. He said this. You think I see corpses every day of the week? Is that it? I've been in the hospital 3 nights. I get home and this is my reward. You see a dead body, Joy sees a dead body, and I'm sat at home, watching some documentary with Portillo on a train. That is insult to injury. I'm sorry, but it is. I thought we were friends. This is like a 70-year-old man being angry at his friend for not calling him when there was a dead body. There's more. Elizabeth talks about having a job for him. And he's like, a job? What do you mean a job? And like, I took a folder out, and his response to that, she says, Ron, I took a folder out of my bag midway through your rant. His response, he's very sarcastic and I love him. It wasn't a rant, but let me ring the queen and get you a medal for taking a folder out of your bag. And he has a lot of little comments like that. And I didn't like him at first, but I've come to appreciate his sarcasm. It brings humor to this, and there's like multiple places in here. And I'm loving it. I feel like this is the perfect book for me to pick up. Because I'm like really having fun with reading. I'm loving this book. I've put this off for so long because I've been afraid that I was gonna find it boring. But I'm really loving it. And like, I don't laugh a lot when I'm reading. But with this one, it like makes me giggle. It's got humor in it and I love it. And I'm so glad I picked this up. I was worried I was getting into a slump. I might have been, but this one, perfect. Love it. I need to be better at filming myself reading because I haven't done that at all for this book, and how far I'm into it, am I? Like 126 pages in, but I'm having really fun with it. Things are happening. I'm a little over 300 pages in. Things are definitely happening. I don't know exactly what, but something's happening. It's almost 3 AM. I should sleep. But I have like 110 pages left, and I kind of don't want to put it down, especially now that something's happened. So, I'm in my new bedroom. I think a video of me like explaining the moved bedroom is already out, and then a video of me reorganizing my bookshelves in my new bedroom is coming, so stay tuned for that. But now I want to just wrap up this video, go through the books we read. So I started with The Mystery of the Blue Train by Agatha Christie. This one was honestly very disappointing. I usually love Agatha Christie's books. I've read 5 in total now, and I have enjoyed most of them. This one I give 2 stars. I found it boring and a little predictable. I just wasn't having fun with it. I kind of had to force myself through it, which I usually don't with Agatha Christie. I feel like she is the queen of mystery. You can never go wrong with Agatha Christie. That kind of contradicts what I'm saying, but still, like, I love Agatha Christie. I think she's a genius. I love everything she's put out. I've always known who Agatha Christie was, because like I grew up watching crime shows. I would watch Poirot, Miss Marple, and I want to get through those books, and I enjoy most of them. This one not so much. It's my least favorite so far, and I just wasn't enjoying it very much. I'm still going to continue reading all of her books. Like, eventually I will be getting through all of her books, so I'm glad I read it. I just didn't really love this one. Then I picked out The Housemaid is Watching by Frida McFadden. I feel like she's kind of hit or miss for me, because I like her writing, but I don't like this series. So I don't know if it's everything she puts out in general, or if it's just this series. I haven't read anything else by her. I own 1 book, so I'm going to try that out, and if I love that one, then I'm going to continue buying her books. If I don't, then I'll probably be done with her. This book is my least favorite in the series. I've DNF'd it. I haven't actually DNF'd it. I've soft DNF'd it. I am considering finishing it. I can't be bothered to do so in this video because I'm not enjoying it. In this one, I don't even like the writing. I'm just not having fun. Everything just angers me, and it's so frustrating, and I don't like any of the characters, and even characters that I thought I'd like, hate. Millie, didn't really like her in the first 2 books. In this one, she's the only one that's normal, and I get very angry while reading it, and I don't want to be angry. I want to just have a good time, and I wasn't having a good time with this. So for now, it's DNF'd. I'm probably gonna pick it up again soon to just finish it, so I could be over with it. But I'm not gonna push myself through this one right now, because I'm going to get into a slump. Then the last book I read was The Man Who Died Twice by Richard Osman. This one really surprised me. So I got interrupted, had help with dinner, just ate, and then I got distracted. I've gotten this obsession with Nancy Mulligan by Ed Sheeran, and I just listened to that like 10 times. But I'm going to stop now and get back to talking about this book. I don't remember what I was saying. What was the last thing I said? I don't know, but I read this. I was not feeling great. I was in a slump, well, starting to get into a slump, and then I picked up this one. I remember what I was talking about. I read The Thursday Murder Club like 2.5 years ago now, and I bought this one very quickly after that. I think I rated The Thursday Murder Club 3 stars. I don't really remember much from that book, so I might want to reread it actually. I will be talking more about that when I'm done with this. I was worried that I was going to find this one a little boring. I don't know why. Because when I read The Thursday Murder Club, we got like the little preview into this, what was happening in this book, and I was very excited for it. I just never picked it up because I don't know, I just keep thinking that maybe I won't like it. But this one was the perfect book to pick up. It's funny, it's so easy to read, it's enjoyable, it's fun, it's interesting, and I just loved every second of it. I had no problem getting through this at all. I would sit, and usually after like 20 minutes I'd be distracted by something, but I could read, and then 3 hours had gone by and I'm just like, what happened there? But I'm loving this book. The characters, especially Ron, is very sarcastic, and that just makes me laugh. Like, this book made me laugh. That doesn't happen a lot. But I ended up tabbing it. I've already talked about that, like multiple places whenever something funny happened or someone said something funny. And like, all of it isn't even that funny. It's just the context of these being like 70-80-year-olds saying these things, doing these things. I just loved it so much. I think I'm landed on a 4.5 stars for this book. I really enjoyed it. I want to read the next ones. There's 2 more that are currently out. I'm trying not to buy any more books this year, so I'm probably not going to buy it next year. We'll definitely be buying those. And like I said, I read The Thursday Murder Club 2.5 years ago. It's being adapted. David Tennant is in it. I need to watch that obviously when that comes out. But I might want to reread the book actually, because I don't remember much. I remember like a few different things, but not like the whole story. So I think I want to reread it before the movie comes out, but I'm not completely sure. But especially with how much I enjoyed this one, I really want that. So we'll see. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I didn't have the best of luck with the first 2 books, but the last one was really good, so I'm happy with that. Now I'm gonna move over to another video for Bookmas. I'm trying to film to make sure I can actually get through a Bookmas. I think I have a plan. I'm running out of time. It's November 25th. December 1st is on Sunday, which means I'm gonna have to start posting every day. So we're gonna work on that. So I'm gonna start filming another reading vlog right now. I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't read any of these books, please let me know what you thought. It's always fun to discuss them. Also, follow me on TikTok and Instagram. It's in the description always. But that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Peace out, lovers.